Hey guys, right, got a great video for you today. Do you want to know a secret? Do you want to know how to pass your test in the UK? Honestly, I've got the answer. Right, say what you see, respond to what you see. That's it. That is how you pass your test in the UK. Right, but what does that actually mean? Well, let's say we're going down the road and let's say you're driving in one direction and there's one lane in the other. And you come up to a section that's got double parked cars. So as you're coming up to it, you need to overtake the parked car and go into the room in the middle. There's only room for one car. Now, what you do first is check your inside, check your outside door mirror and just move into position. Over near the line in the middle of the road, so you've got a great view down the middle. In the distance, down all the parked cars, you see a car at the bottom accelerating going into the gap. What you do next will determine whether you pass or fail your test. Say what you see. What do I see? A car coming down. Guess what? Drama. Stay away from it. Pull over slightly in what's called a holdback position. You hold away from the curb, you hold away from that car, but when you stop there, leave enough room for the car to get through in the first place, okay? And that's your holdback position. If you stay there and that person then flashes you, go through, right? Then you're saying what you're seeing and you're responding to what you're seeing. But if you go into that gap there and then all of a sudden you end up going head on with another car, that other car is going to expect you to reverse back. Now, are you going to reverse all that way? No, because now guess what you've got? 10 cars behind you. Right, but if it wasn't for you in the first place, then you wouldn't have gone through that. But if you say what you see, i.e. that car coming through, and you think, right, no chance am I going through that, no chance is he making me fail my test, right? And you're just going to get yourself into a lot of drama and a lot of trouble. So hold back. Now that's what I mean by say what you see. Other examples, you're going down the road and there's no speed bumps and no signs. It's 30 miles an hour, right? So no bumps, no signs is 30. Speed bumps, 20. And if speed bumps go to feel high on your car, go even slower, protect your car, protect your suspension. If there's no speed bumps, no signs, 30, and follow the signs for everything else. Your 40s, your 50s will have signs saying what it is as well. And if it's a circle, it's an order. Now, what does an order mean? That means, good example, 40, local dual carriageway to me. If you're going on that dual carriageway and you're going about between 30, maybe 34, and then there's cars overtaking you, there's cars queuing up behind you, guess what? You just failed your test. Why? Either undue hesitation or not responding to markings. You're causing a drama to other people on that road because you're not at the correct speed on that road. And if you're not safe to do that speed on that road, don't go on it, right? Don't cause an inconvenience to other drivers. So, for example, if you're going 40 and cars overtake you, you're doing absolutely nothing wrong. So don't worry too much about that. But saying what you're seeing, responding to what you're seeing, and that is the secret to a driving test. And then the rest of it is following signs, following markings, following the rules of the road. Now, one of the things that a lot of clients come to me and they say to me, oh my God, I've just done an hour with you and I've learned more in 1 hour than I've learned in the last 10 with the last person. Right, and I just say to myself, well, okay, fair enough, but guess what? I'm just doing my job. Right, I'm doing my job. I'm teaching you how to drive. I'm teaching you the correct way to do it. I'm teaching you how to pass your driving test, but I'm also fault finding as well. And this is what a lot of clients say to me. Well, my last instructor didn't tell me I was doing that. He didn't tell me I wasn't checking my mirrors. He didn't tell me I wasn't doing this. He didn't tell me I was doing that. And I said, well, I was obviously the wrong person for you. Driving instructors are like shoes, right? If you try a pair of shoes on and you don't like them, guess what? Get another pair, right? What might be right fit for one person might not be fit for the other, right? And that's one thing I've seen over the years. And that's no disrespect to any driving instructors out there. Some do the job great, some don't, right? Some just get, it's like anybody in life. We're human beings, right? We get lazy, we get a little bit complacent in our jobs. But I feel a bit differently because I feel we're shaping the next generation of drivers. And if we do it properly, there'll be better drivers than what's on the road right now. Because on the road right now is a bunch of idiots who don't follow the markings, who don't follow that one. Bottom of my street this morning, car went into a tree. A tree! Right, why'd you go into a tree? Well, A, you're going too fast. Because if you're going correctly and you could control that vehicle correctly, you would have gone round the corner or kept in a straight line. So I don't care what people say, unless there's a mechanical fault with the car, it's some idiot thinking they're better than what they actually are. And they're absolute imbeciles. Because A, he took a tree out today. What makes it any different tomorrow? You might take out a child on that same corner where the tree was. Right, this is why you've got to be so careful. So you've got a direct responsibility because you are driving a lethal weapon. Getting through your test, that's just your first bit. That phrase that everybody throws out, you only really learn to drive when you pass your test, that is 100% true. So what you need to do is get yourself a decent instructor who will show you the correct way of doing things. You can follow my videos and get a good head start. I've noticed some local instructors to me actually word for word saying what I'm saying on my videos. I don't mind. I don't mind if I can help you guys out. If I can help you driving instructors out, there you go. I'm helping you out. But I'm teaching the correct way of doing things. And if you're not teaching the correct way, well, guess what? You shouldn't be doing the job, right? Because if you have to raise your voice or shout at people or not do your job correctly and just keep repeating lessons, and the clients who come to me, some of them, I've just said, feel like I'm just driving around in circles. He's not fault finding. He's not teaching me anything. Don't feel like I've learned anything today. Well, you're wasting your money, right? Because this is your valuable money and they're not cheap driving lessons, right? So you could be paying up to £1,000, £1,500 sometimes for your driving lessons in total. So again, if you're paying that money, you want to feel like you've come away from that lesson either A, learning a new skill, or B, sharpening up a skill you've already got. So back to the driving test. I'm going to give you all the videos on my TikTok page there, which is going to show you go through every single little thing step by step. We're going to be putting 2 or 3 videos on per day now to show you different things. Now, your driving test with the examiners, now they used to have this paper version that you could take back at the end of the test. Now you have a digital copy, it's done on an iPad, slightly different than this one, but all the boxes on there, for example, you could fail for. Do you know one of the most simplest things that people fail for? And it's basically moving off, right? Moving off, right? And it's moving off safely, because too many instructors don't push you to the correct way. Now I've got a 3-step process for moving away from the side of the curb. Gear, check, go. If you say them 3 words and you direct yourself with them 3 words in the right way, you'll do it perfectly every single time. So, gear, you check your side mirror. Is it clear? Yeah. All round check, and then go. Signal if necessary. Or if you're not sure, just pop your signal on anyway. You're not going to get marked down for it, but only put your signal on when you're actually moving off, right? So after the all round check. If you do the all round check first and then go into gear, there's a delay between you moving off and having that check. So again, that will be 1 point on a driving test. On a driving test, you'll get maybe 7 or 8 stop and start sometimes. That's 7 or 8 points. And they've got almost like a kind of a 3 strikes and you're out. So if you get 3 points in that box for not doing things in the right order, guess what? You're asking for trouble. So I'm going to give you all these videos that will help you say what you see in the right order. We're going to work on fault finding as well and show you how to get rid of these. But you know what? One of the best ways to get rid of these faults, talk. You talk. Now I know people don't want to talk. I want you to do it one of 2 ways. Talk in there or talk out of there. If you talk out of there, it tends to be better, because if you hear it, it might sound wrong, and it probably is wrong, right? So correct yourself. So for example, going down to a turning left. Yes, in the books, it says mirror signal maneuver. I don't like that technique. So I've got another technique, what breaks it down a little bit more for you. Mirrors, signal, brake, gear. If you do them 4 things in that right order before you get to the junction, it's done. There's nothing that's not safe about it. You've checked your mirrors before you signal. You've signalled to let people know where you're going, and you've timed it correctly so you don't confuse. You've started to brake and slow the car down so you've got more control of the vehicle, and it just feels more controlled. And then as you're rolling up to the junction, depending on what type of junction it is and what speed you're going, you go into the gear and approach. You've done it. That is as simple as it is. Say what you see, respond to what you see, and that is the secret to the driving test. And I'm going to go through every single little thing and every single manoeuvre, every single little thing, every single fault that you could possibly get on these things for your driving test to show you how you should be doing it correctly. So you should be passing first time. And this is what you should be tested with. If your instructor isn't using these things, and I've got mine on an iPad, for example, if they're not using these things or the ones on the iPad, then they're not preparing you for what's happening on the test. So why? Right? Because if you get it as near as damn it to test, you are going to be ready. Right? So I want you to share this with your friends, guys. I want you to add me, follow me, and like all the videos from me, please. Right? But these, and I want you to share this to all your friends, this is going to be the best way to pass your test first time. Hope this helps you guys. See you in the next video.